Oh, it's chilly. Coming right up on Weekend at the Cottage. Welcome to Weekend at the Cottage. I'm Nick Manojlovic. This is what's gonna happen. People are gonna walk in your home and go, oh my gosh, what smells so good? And you are gonna say, oh, the best beef chili ever. You're gonna watch this video. When you're done watching the video, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Then I'm gonna suggest you head to our dedicated website, weekendатthecottage.com, where the full recipe is posted with pictures and a couple of tips. And then at the end, you're gonna make this chili, and when you do, snap a pic and post it on your favorite social media platforms like Pinterest, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. No two ways about it. You just have to have a killer beef chili recipe. This is it. I'm gonna walk you through how to make it. It's really easy, but ultimately, you're gonna be left with a big pot of what we consider one of the ultimate comfort foods. Now, to get started, you're gonna need to prep a couple of things. You're gonna chop up an onion, chop up some garlic and some celery. So far, so good. This recipe has 3 different peppers. I have a red bell chopped up. I have half a green pepper to kind of counter the color of the red pepper. And then 1 jalapeno, cut it in half, took out the seeds, took out the membrane, and I finally diced that little guy. Before we hit to stovetop, I also want to assemble our spices. Years ago, I was in Houston at a home show, and I met this chili champ. I was really hungry. He was a very talented chef. With his little accent, he was like, Nick, you've got to use a ton of chili powder in the recipe. So I'm taking a small bowl, and we're adding, don't be afraid of this, a 1/4 cup of chili powder, 1 tablespoon ground cumin, 1 teaspoon of chili flakes, smoky and spicy, 1 teaspoon of chipotle powder, a teaspoon of dried oregano, a teaspoon of dried thyme, 1 teaspoon of coriander. Stir those ingredients together. Let's have them at the ready. We're gonna go to stovetop now. Dutch oven, medium-high heat. I'm adding 2 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil. When the oil is shimmering, in goes the Vidalia onion. Toss in the chopped garlic, in this case 8 cloves roughly chopped. In my mind, with chili, you go big or you go home. We're adding some chopped celery. Stir those ingredients together, cover until they soften. Lift up the lid, the veggies are looking great. Now hit the pot with all of those spices. Instantly up comes this wonderful fragrance. You now know this chili will be off the charts delicious. Stir the spices in. And now it's time to add the beef. I have 2 pounds of ground chuck. And what I like to do is to add a little bit at a time. So maybe I'm adding about 1/2 pound, sprinkle it in, and then stir it in. And you keep stirring until the meat breaks up. Once it's nicely browned, add a little bit more of the ground beef. Stir it around and it cooks. I love the way you keep stirring in the meat. It breaks down and blends really nicely with the vegetables and spices. Next, add the peppers, stir them in, cover, then they get nice and soft. Next in the pot, 2 cups of pureed tomato. I have 1 jar of stewed tomatoes. They're gonna break up when this chili cooks. And then, what would chili be without beans? 2 cans of kidney beans. Make sure you rinse those kidney beans before we add them to the pot. Stir everything in. It looks good now, but wait until you see what happens when we slow cook this for 2 hours. Reduce the heat to simmer. We're gonna place the cover on. During that first hour, go to the pot every once in a while, lift the lid and stir, place the cover back on. When you hit that hour mark, we're gonna take the lid, remove it. For the final hour, we're gonna stir occasionally and let this chili simmer with the lid off. Okay, now when it's ready to serve, you're gonna take it to table. Your whole place smells amazing, just like I told you. Head to table. You can serve this chili into beautiful bowls. You can see how gorgeous the meat, the peppers, the beans look. I love serving this chili though with little something something. Avocados are great with chili. How about thinly diced red onion, chopped scallion, tomatoes. You could do sour cream, a squeeze of lime, and then last thing, what about a little bit of shredded sharp cheddar cheese on top? How fantastic. You can also serve these with like cheddar corn muffins, which is really great. They go really well with chili too. When you take that first bite, what are you gonna think? Oh my goodness. Hey, Wow, this is the best beef chili ever. Just like I told you, make it, enjoy it. Come on back and visit again soon. Until next time, take care.